Phase Change Engineering Internship Day 9, Completing the Proposal. If you're watching the video instructions, they cover the entire lesson, so you will need to pause the video when necessary. Activity 1, Connecting to Futura Workspace. You'll read and pin today's message, finishing your proposal. Then you'll add your daily message notes by creating a new header with today's date and message topic. Students, open Futura Workspace and read the daily message from the project director. Remember that the new message, titled Day 9, Finishing Your Proposal, should be at the top of the inbox. Add notes at the top of your existing daily message notes with the new heading Day 9, Finishing Your Proposal. All the notes you take for this message should fall under this heading. Ensure that you are clear on your tasks for the day. Writing the introduction of the final proposal, writing the conclusion of the final proposal, submitting a final proposal. Teacher, writing the introduction. Today, you'll complete your final proposals. In the introduction, you'll explain the project so that even a reader who doesn't know about your work can understand it. What information might be important to include in the introduction? We might say what the project is about, what the criteria are, and the details of the proposed design solution. Remember, you already wrote most of this information when you submitted your project summaries at the end of your research phase. The project summaries will help you write your introductions. The proposal rubric can tell us what Anton will be looking for in a strong introduction. Let's look at a large version of that part of the rubric together. You can find the proposal rubric in Chapter 5, Proposal Resources in the dossier, by following the link in the daily message. Rubric Introduction. Let's read the Excels quality in the rubric. Excels thoroughly summarizes the design request and describes all criteria. Describes the proposed design by listing the variables or details and the final results. To complete the proposal introduction, you'll need to tell the audience the details of the design you're proposing. This is where you'll make your claim that your proposed design is optimal. The rest of your proposal supports this design claim. Let's read through this sample design claim. This baby incubator design used blank. List design details. The results showed that the baby's average temperature was blank Celsius. The time outside the healthy range was blank minutes, and the total cost was blank. You can see that there are blanks for the design details and the results. Adding these specifics to your introduction serves as a claim statement for your argument that is your proposed optimal solution. Remember that you wrote a project summary on day 4. You can use what you wrote in the project summary to get started in your introduction. In addition to what you wrote in the project summary, you can add a few final sentences that describe the design. Review the project summary form if you choose to. In order to transfer the information, you'll need to first pin the project summary form using the pin icon in the top right corner. Then you'll open the final proposal form and locate the introduction section. Transfer your answers from the project summary form to the introduction section of the final proposal. Students, copy and paste from the project summary form to the final proposal form. Complete your introduction by revising your project summary and adding a design claim. Students, fill in the form. If you finish early, compare your introductions to the sample proposal introduction in the dossier, or swap devices and peer review a colleague's introduction. Teacher, discussing trade-offs and writing conclusions. In the conclusion, you'll wrap up the entire proposal by demonstrating you understand the trade-offs among the criteria. Your conclusion should show you considered many possibilities. By including specific examples, it will help convince the audience that your design is optimal. Futura isn't looking for the baby's average temperature to be exactly 37 degrees Celsius, or the total cost to be the lowest. Instead, they are looking for a proposal that is a well-supported argument that shows you know your design is a strong solution to the problem of helping low birth weight babies stay warm. You have already done much of the thinking behind this paragraph when you wrote your trade-offs reflection on day 6. You'll copy and paste your responses from that form into the final proposal conclusion section and revise the responses to form a coherent paragraph. Then you'll write one final closing statement. The proposal rubric can tell us what Anton will be looking for in a strong conclusion. Let's take a look at a large version of that part of the rubric together. Rubric Conclusion, Considering Trade-offs. Review the expectations for a paragraph that is proficient and one that excels. Proficient includes all of the following, but may lack detail: design priorities, summary of trade-offs in the optimal design, and a closing statement. Excels. Description of design priorities is clear. Summary of trade-offs in the optimal design is detailed and thorough. Includes a strong closing statement. Explaining the trade-offs is one final opportunity to demonstrate that the design is an optimal solution. What might make the summary of trade-offs clear and detailed? We may say adding more than one example of trade-offs using specific details about results. On day 6 of the internship, you wrote a trade-offs reflection. Reread what you wrote and decide whether you identified all the important trade-offs. Discuss your reflections. Is it clear which criterion was chosen as a priority? Is the summary of trade-offs detailed and thorough? What trade-offs did you have to make? Which criterion did you prioritize and why? Did different designs have similar trade-offs? How did your choice of what to prioritize affect the trade-offs you made? Convincing conclusions. Let's discuss the guidelines for writing convincing conclusions. When you write the conclusion, you want to clearly summarize how you know this is your best design. In other words, you want to make your reasoning about your choices clear to people who are reading the conclusion. Each proposal may have slightly different trade-offs because of the criterion prioritized. You should explain the reasons why you chose to prioritize one criterion over the others. You wrote about this in the first and second questions of the trade-offs reflection. Detailed descriptions of the trade-offs describe what happened to the other criteria when prioritizing another. You wrote about this in the third question of the trade-offs reflection. Strong conclusions might also describe the strategies you used during the design phase when working to achieve a design goal. In addition, you can mention the pros and cons of the materials used in the incubator design based on your research with the Futura baby warmer design tool, especially data collected during days 3 and 4. The final closing statement should convince the reader, the project director, and the Global Health Organization that many possibilities have been considered and that you've made a well-informed decision in selecting this design for the proposal. In order to transfer the information, you'll need to first pin the trade-offs reflection form using the pin icon in the top right corner. Then you'll open the final proposal form and locate the conclusion section. Transfer your answers from the trade-offs reflection form to the conclusion section of the final proposal. Students, copy work from the trade-offs reflection form to the final proposal form. Complete your conclusion by revising what you wrote in the trade-offs reflection. Take several minutes to revise your conclusions, finalizing the proposal. Make any final revisions to your proposals. Be sure to review the introduction section. Make any final revisions to the design decisions section. Review the conclusion, considering trade-offs section. Check for the qualities of communicating scientifically. Submit your final proposals. Activity 2, After Hours Work. After hours, you'll return to your daily message notes and see if you have any unfinished tasks. Check your notes for after hours work. End of lesson.